Hey guys, Scarlett here, giving you behind the scenes look at Before They Found Atlantis. Let's go! Okay, I guess this movie really started with Brickworld itself, which is the convention I entered this into. I went in 2010, and I didn't enter anything then, but my dad went with me, and he suggested that I enter my videos, because there was one other person doing videos there anyway, NNN, and I thought about it, and I kind of decided, I was a little bit against it at first, because I mostly do retro things, Johnny Thunder, Alpha Team, Lego Island, they're all pretty old. So, I decided unless I found something that I wanted to work with that was a little more modern, I wouldn't enter. But I started to get into Atlantis, and I was watching the Atlantis films, and I noticed, I love the Atlantis films, but there was the one thing that bugged me was that Sam seemed to be going with these people that she didn't even know to find this thing that only she believed in. And I thought, okay, you could have at least had her meet the team above the water. You could have had something explaining the pyramid a little bit more beforehand, instead of having her just randomly whip it out. So, I decided to make sort of a prequel to that, where she meets him and she finds the map and goes from there. However, most of the things that happen in the story are very much based off of things that happen in the movie. Lance's crush on Sam was from the very beginning. Lance gives a bit of a hint that he's got the hots for Sam, and I kind of expanded on that, coming up with all the weird flirts, which were amazingly fun to write and come up with. It was something I hadn't attempted before, and it was a lot of fun. And then, Fish's experiments, there's a scene in the Atlantis movie where he tries to make a submarine and ends up tearing up the floor when he first tests it. So, he obviously is not the best at inventing, and I kinda took that on a little bit. And then the Atlantis map itself, of course, is based off of the map in the movie, which I took a picture of from the movie, and I made a paper pyramid and painted it. Unfortunately, right after I finished filming with it, it got left out in the rain, so it is no more. An hour and a half of work gone in 5 minutes flat, but oh well. In Lance and the Creature, him falling asleep, that was also off the beginning of the movie, where we find that he's turned the briefing table into a bed and is taking a nap on that. One thing that was in the Atlantis movie that I didn't add in, unfortunately, I wanted to, but I couldn't find a place to put it, is I did want to put in the thing about Ace's eye patch, where he explains that he doesn't wear an eye patch because of an eye problem. He just likes eye patches. But, so yeah, there was a lot of thought process going on in that, and a lot of it was really directly from the movie. But the plot was all my own. The whole Sam working really hard compared to the others, just trying to find out what happened to her sub, and to the workstation, and at the same time secretly looking for clues to Atlantis. It was interesting, and unfortunately a lot of people did not stay to watch the entire thing, though I did get one cute moment. A little kid, maybe 3 or 4, who had seen the Atlantis movies, was able to explain a little bit. There's a scene in the original movie where they've been falling for a while, and they finally stop. And they've been screaming while falling, but once it stops, Fish is still screaming until Lance puts his hand over his mouth. But, the kid came up to me and pointed to Fish and said, "I know what he says!" I'm like, "Okay, what does he say?" And the kid replied, "Ah!" So, I just started laughing. I did not see that coming. I think that's about it. Stay strong, do your best, be yourself, and hang on tight. Things are always better in the end, and if they aren't better, it's not the end. Later!